Hi, welcome to Happier Ladies. We're sisters who discuss all things related to work, family, and personal growth.
We draw inspiration from everywhere, especially from you, our listeners, to keep moving forward with joy and laughter in the big adventure that is life.
1 week at a time.
I'm Azizi Williams. I live and work in the LA area. I'm a mom of 2 adult children, and I'm an education professional in the independent school world. I'm here with my sister, Malika Amandi.
That's me. I'm a SoCal native living in Western Massachusetts, a mom of 2 littles, and I work in higher ed. In this episode, we recap our favorite moments from the Happier with Gretchen Rubin podcast and Happier in Hollywood, hosted by Liz Craft and Sarah Fain.
But first, Malika, I have an update.
Yes.
Okay, so you made a recommendation. I told you about Tiny Desk. You watched Tiny Desk. And then you specifically recommended Catriel and Paco Amoroso. I think that's how you
Yes.
say it, Catriel.
Yes.
Spelled Casereil.
7.
And you're like, I love it. I don't get it, but I love it. So I listened to it and instantly I was also in love. Like just the whole vibe, what they were wearing, what they were saying, how they were saying it. It's all in Spanish.
Is it even Spanish? Isn't it Portuguese?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
think it's Spanish because I understood it, some of it. I speak a little bit of Spanish, so I think it was Spanish, but it's so good. So then I went down the rabbit hole. I put it in my Spotify playlist. I'm listening on my way to work. I watched their Coachella set, I think a few years ago. And guess what, Malika?
What is easy?
I'm going to their concert in July.
You bought tickets?
I bought tickets.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
I played it for Sinai and Leia. Sinai was in love also,
Oh
and
my
I asked
gosh.
them, "You guys wanna come with me?" "Yes, we're gonna go to the concert."
I'm so jealous.
And guess what Sinai asked me? "Are you coming, Malika?
Oh no. Am I coming? Can I
Are
do
you
it?
gonna come?
Oh
You
my
have
goodness.
to."
Oh, that makes me so happy that I like helped your Gen Z children discover something new. How awesome am I?
Isn't that feeling amazing? It's happened once or twice to me too, and there's nothing like it.
That's
The
hilarious.
approval of young adults. Priceless.
Oh, that's so cool. There's something special about it.
It feels like a party.
Yeah.
It feels like a party, and listen, by the way, if you listen to it, it's explicit. You know,
Plus
like,
it.
I'm giving you a heads up, it's explicit, but so far, it's, like, good-natured, and it's just fun. It's funny the
Yeah.
way their interplay. Sanaya was like, "They're telling a story." The way that they rap, sing, whatever it is, yeah, they're
Yeah.
telling a story, so I'm excited to go see them at the Greek. It's a beautiful venue,
Oh,
so
well, we'll have to figure this out, how that would even I don't know. But you
there's
could at
time.
the very least, you could FaceTime me there.
We could FaceTime you and you could be there.
That would be fun.
It reminded me that we need to look at the
Tanglewood?
Tanglewood calendar in the event that I can make it out there this summer.
Yeah.
It's time.
Oh, so fun.
Well, thank you for
You're
sharing that with
welcome.
me because I would have never found there's like 10 years worth of tiny desks there,
I
you know?
know, it's not even, like, that recent. It was just
No.
people have different playlists, and there was a playlist of, like, the best Tiny Desk concerts of all time or
Oh,
something, and it was
wow.
in
Okay.
there.
High praise.
So, fun. Well, we'll link it again.
Okay, yeah, we'll link it again and yeah, I'm excited. Something to look forward to. We're back with podcast recap where we compare notes about our favorite moments from Happier and Happier in Hollywood. And it's been a minute, so we have a few things to share. You're going to start us off, Malika.
Okay, so on More Happier, they talked about Libby, which the favorite library book app. Liz, her Libby had been out of sync for a long time. She had to go in and get a physical card, and it just made me feel like we should do a quick Libby check-in.
Hmm.
How are you doing with your Libby? Do you have a lot of things on hold? Also, do you use the holds feature at your library? Like, do you actually ever put a hold on a book and go and pick it up?
So this is like a library check-in in general. Beyond Libby. My Libby's good, I fell into the heated rivalry pit, and that was all on Audible. So I dusted off Audible
Mhm.
and I've been living there. But in terms of the library, I haven't really been in a while. I mean, I feel like I lived there when my kids were young, and then I kind of stopped going, but I used to love to check out books, like especially nonfiction and cookbooks, magazines. I never really put a hold. I just kind of treated it
Hmm.
as if it's there, then it's for me. If it's not there, then maybe next time.
Hmm.
This is kind of my attitude. What about you?
Yeah, my Libby, it's still active, but it has been a little bit quieter because, I mean, how many times are we going to say heated rivalry in
Maybe
this
this is the last
episode?
time.
We got to cut ourselves off.
Yeah,
I've been reading fan fiction,
right.
which I can put on my Kindle, but it's like outside of the library system.
Yeah.
I did read a Libby book, F1 Romance,
Mm,
that I found last week. So it's still good. It still works.
still
I
there.
do have a lot of things on hold that I could unhold when I'm ready to read them, like I'm at the front of the line,
Mm,
but I suspended them, which is a really cool feature.
yeah,
So you can like build up holds that you then suspend so that when you are ready, you don't have to wait a long time.
yeah. I have quite a few of those. They only hold it for a year, so some of them are going to expire, just FYI.
I can hold them
I figured
forever.
that out about a year ago. It is cool, though.
We go to the library all the time. Most
Mm,
weekends, we end up there. I check out books for the kids, but I don't often check out books for myself. And I
mm.
think that I just don't like I feel like the book people are gonna come after me, but I just don't like physical books that much.
Really?
I mean, I like looking at books, like, for pictures,
Right,
but for
yeah,
actual reading, I don't have a problem reading a physical book, but the Kindle and the Kindle app is just so convenient.
yeah.
And it's that time glitter thing, like, I'm waiting in
Mhm.
line, I'm reading my book.
It's always there.
And it's always updated, whatever, but I do have some ideas about, like, well, the kids, they see me on my Kindle, would it be better if they saw me reading a book? Would that seem
Mhm,
analog, more like what they're doing?
mhm.
And then just from thinking about this from this episode, I felt like, well, maybe I should start just putting books on hold for myself because then you don't have to go around looking for them. You just
Right,
pick them up. And just like with the kids' books, we check out books that we don't read and just return them. The stakes are so low.
yeah.
So why not?
I'm with you. I think that I agree. I don't usually read a novel or a dense book. I listen to book. Everyone knows
Yeah.
that. I'm someone who listens to books. But if I'm going to read an actual book, I wanna own it. I don't know. I
Oh,
want it to be mine.
I
I
don't want to
wanna,
own
like,
it.
fold the pages. I don't want the pressure of having to turn it back in because 'cause I'm
I
horrible at
see.
turning things back in. I think that's where that comes from, but when the kids were young and I was checking out books from the library, I would pretty much only check them out from the news section,
Mm,
which was always in the same place. It's a random assortment of things,
yeah,
and so if it was there and it was near the checkout, so
yeah.
that's usually where I lived, but I do like the smell of books, like, I do like a physical book. It's a sensory experience.
It is. I'm not down on books. It's just that,
Why are you down on books, Malika?
oh boy. It's just the practical, the carrying it around and the like. I like that I can have 3 different books that I'm in the middle of, and it
Yeah,
is so compact.
I agree.
I don't know if LA has done this, but here, the libraries don't have late fines.
Really?
I mean, it's kind of like a social justice thing or equity
Yeah,
piece, which I think that has removed a lot of fear for me in terms of checking out books
interesting.
because you're still supposed to return them in a certain amount of time and they get renewed and you get notices and stuff, but you don't ever owe money.
That's really cool. It's been a while since I've checked out a book from the library. Maybe that's
Yeah.
a thing that's spread everywhere. But that would definitely help. That would take the pressure off, I think, of, worrying about am I gonna be there to turn it in by the deadline. But yeah, this might be something that I put on my list. On a side note, the LA Public Library is celebrating 100 years. And so they have
Wow.
banners all over the city and they, I think, are having some special programming. And it's something I've thought about plugging into because that main central library is really beautiful.
Huge.
It's
It's like a
huge.
mall.
It's got murals and frescoes. It's a beautiful spot. It's even got a gift shop. It's got a great
Yes.
gift shop, actually. I need to put that on my radar. Books.
All right. In this episode, Gretchen kind of posed the question, are we asking too much from things? And do we expect too much from our relationships
Hmm.
and from work and
Mhm.
from our kids? Like, are we wanting these pillars of our lives to contain all of who we are and putting too much pressure on them? So,
Mm.
like, in a marriage, for example, are you expecting your spouse to be your best friend and your confidant and everything, your whole
Mhm.
world?
Mhm.
I think she was positing, like, is this why I mean, the institution of marriage has changed over time. There was a time when it was more common that your spouse was not your everything. It was,
Right.
like, just your person that you lived with and made children with.
A financial endeavor.
Yeah, it was like a business merger,
Right.
and that is maybe still true in some cultures, and also there's this whole other piece about soulmates and
Mm.
friendship and what have you. Anyway, there
Mhm.
was no right or wrong. She's just asking, like, are we putting too much on the spouse thing and also, like, with work? Do you have to be passionate about what you do?
Mm.
Some people are, some people aren't. Like, is that a problem if you're
Mhm.
not?
Mhm.
Or I don't know. I think they're just good questions. I don't have the answers,
Oh, no, you don't?
but I feel like those are questions that I think about too, and it feels like the less pressure you put on these things, the happier you are.
Yeah, it's also just good what's the word? Self-protection? I realized this when my first marriage failed. And, it was hard, it was sad, it was a difficult time in my life. And then I realized and sort of learned through thinking about and studying spirituality, religion, all these things, it's good to not have those things be the center of your life because
Mhm,
as good as it is, it could fail or maybe it comes to an ending or whatever. It's good to have not those kinds of institutions be everything that your life revolves around. Like,
mhm.
I don't know if I'm saying this right, but I think about when I was ready to date again and looking for a partner, I was really clear about the things that were important to me and the things that weren't important to me, you know? And one thing, for example, like Grayson doesn't come to my work functions. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I
Yeah.
don't need that from him, like, that's not a thing that is required. Some others, that might be really important, they need that, but it's okay that it's not everything everywhere all at once, and I think that's it's healthy. Like, the things that are the most important, the center, those should be things that are more spiritual, more I don't know, things that are just always there. Does that make sense?
I get you. Yeah, like, what are the things that are actually stable and unchanging? There's not that many things.
Right.
One is, like, yourself. You're always gonna have a relationship to yourself.
Yes.
You're not gonna leave yourself.
Right.
Yeah, if you have a, like, higher power or something outside of you, God, the
It's
moon,
good to have yes, right, the
whatever,
ocean,
the ocean.
like, the beach is always there.
Yeah, that's kind of
I
how
can
I feel.
always go to the beach and reset. I'm not being, down on institutions at all because I believe in them and I get so much out of them, but it's just, like, it can't be everything, you
Right.
know? Yeah, with work, it's a little harder.
I feel that way about breath. That's, like,
Mm, yes.
I realized one of my pillars, right, that I think will always be there.
Yeah.
It's interesting because Gretchen talks about how her husband doesn't read any of her books,
Mhm.
and, like, that's not a problem. That's
Right.
just, like, they kind of have an agreement around it, and I think the main thing is that both people are clear on what's
Mm.
going on, have the
Mhm.
same expectation, and I think it's just a good reminder to make things clear for yourself and for others when you're in a partnership. If or to know if things aren't clear to both people, sometimes there might be hurt feelings on one side or
Yeah, communicating is important and understanding what are the most important things.
yeah,
Everything can't be non-negotiable. I mean,
right.
that's like there's some things that you have to be comfortable with not meeting whatever expectation or not. Just it's good to be clear about what is important, and it can't
Yeah.
be everything in all of your relationships. It's interesting. It's good to think about. I think about things like the beach, nature in general, but when it comes to work, that's a little harder for me. And I think
Hmm.
maybe it's because I'm in education, but
Hmm.
educators, teachers are usually there because they have a passion or it's
Right.
a calling, it's a purpose, and it asks a lot of you in terms of how you have to show up every day and how you have to engage and sort of be on, but at the same time, it is a job. It is work.
Right.
And so sometimes it's hard to navigate and negotiate those, but I think about like if I didn't have the job, who am I? I'm still me. I'm
Yeah.
still me. So it's important to reflect on that sometimes with those things that seem so important they could never change, but it's also hard.
Is it a book tree situation?
Is is it a book tree situation? Oh, I love a tree. I love a tree. I love to go deep. It's so great. That's my favorite. I don't want to change in that way.
So funny. All right, what do you have as easy?
Well, in Happier 578, they talked about a toast and the importance of giving a toast and like try giving a toast. And I loved this discussion. It turns out I have to give a toast
Oh,
regularly throughout the school year for different occasions that just come up annually.
okay.
And so I love their suggestions. And then I thought, well, what is a toast actually? Like, what is it that makes it a toast?
Mm.
Is it a speech? But you said it's a speech where they drink at the end. That's really helpful because Gretchen did say, make sure that you actually have people lift up their glass.
Right?
And that's something that I sometimes forget. And so then it was just a speech and it wasn't a toast if we don't do that. So that's an important part.
I think a part of a toast too, I'm thinking about the opposite kind of, which is like a roast
Oh,
where
right.
you make fun of somebody or good-naturedly, supposedly, but a toast is like a celebration of a person or a cause
Mm.
where you're like lifting somebody up or the
Or
occasion.
the event, right.
Your daughter, Sinai, my niece, she is an excellent toast
She's
giver,
really good. Yeah.
and I don't know the first toast when we realized this. I mean, she was in middle school, I think.
She's a writer, and, I can't remember if I've talked about it here, but I remember when she wrote an ode to ramen when she was in the
Oh,
6th
yeah.
grade, and everyone was like,
So good.
"What?" It was so good. The teachers were talking about it, it was circulating on text threads, it was funny, it was poignant, it was sarcastic, and she was so young, to have Lionel Richie references in her ode to ramen. So now she does get to have that job. At family events, we often ask her
Yeah.
to give the toast.
I think I was thinking about, like, what makes her toast so strong. She is Gretchen talks about, like, choose to be earnest or funny. Like,
Mm.
every toast doesn't have to be both, but, like,
Mhm.
pick a lane.
Mm.
And I think her toasts are very earnest,
Mhm.
but she's got a really strong perspective, and so that always comes through, and she always cites, like, specific examples
Right.
of the person,
Yeah.
and she reflects on how that person's actions made her feel and, like, what it helped her learn or understand
Mhm.
about them or the world.
Mhm.
So it opens up these bigger kind of perspectives in a way that a regular toast might not do,
Yeah.
and it does come down to the writing. She's doing deep thinking about this person or the event,
Yeah.
but it's just like when you hear it, when you're in the presence of a toast like that, it makes you feel good about life,
Everyone feels
you
good.
know?
Yeah. It's the details and the descriptions and
Yeah.
just you feel it. So, toast to Sinai.
Hi.
Raise a glass.
Raise
Thank you for toasting all us so well.
raise a glass.
Yeah. So, a kind of a toast is an ode, and I have some experiences with odes because at a school that I worked at, there was a tradition of giving an ode to every single graduate when they graduated from the 8th grade. And all of the teachers would participate in the drafting and would read to each student an ode to them at their graduation. And it was so beautiful and poignant again. And so we did this.
We did for our parents for their 50th anniversary. We did an ode to them, and we're gonna share it. All right.
We haven't practiced this.
We haven't. Ready?
Let's do it.
An ode to Steve and Clara.
Steve, also known as
Uncle Steve,
Daddy,
Grandpa,
Dad to all. You've mentored and supported anyone in need of guidance. Some memories.
making biscuits and waffles with Grandpapa Herman's heirloom cooking tools,
Lip syncing badly while driving me to school in the morning. Me hoping no one saw.
kite flying and talking about going fishing one day,
There was the one time we did go fishing and caught nothing. It was more about the experience.
the church camping trips, and we can't forget the gear, spreadsheets, and lists.
The biggest tent you've ever seen. Tech gadgets, disaster equipment. We had it all just in case.
Steve,
Director, podcaster,
Grammy Award winning producer,
Emmy Award winning sound editor,
documentarian.
family archivist.
Your love of movies led us to see some films, maybe too young.
It, E.T. on the biggest screen you've ever seen.
The Blair Witch Project. I was scared to go into the garage by myself for years.
Steve, the mayor of NBC Universal.
Investing in future filmmakers at every turn. Daddy, your passion for storytelling and honoring the past inspires everyone you meet.
Clara, also known as
Mommy,
Auntie Clara,
Granny,
a dedicated advocate for all. You lift up, connect, and support everyone in your family and community. Some memories.
a pescatarian in the early 90s before it was cool.
You sponsor your children and grandchildren's beauty services. Thank you.
Thank you. Dressing to the nines to go to the law
The
office.
parallels to Claire Huxtable are undeniable.
A fierce yet compassionate working mom.
Pulling late nights at Johnny Cochran's office, working on a case while helping me with the school project.
Clara,
You taught us the value of being kind and giving attention to everyone you meet, the parking lot attendant, the daycare staff, everyone.
birthday parties, graduation celebrations, Thanksgiving, and Christmas.
Mommy makes holidays and occasions fun and memorable. A hostess with the mostess.
Involved in everything.
Forever.
Boundless energy and always in a meeting.
When did you say you were going to retire? 6 months? Another year?
School boards, church committees, community projects, family reunion president, Foothill Arts Collective founder,
You're fueled by creating opportunities and experiences for others.
and making everyone feel special. Clara and Steve,
Mommy and Daddy.
you've been married for 50 years.
What even lasts that long anymore?
Some things that may have helped:
Your Friday night dates at Panda Inn?
devotion to your Christian faith,
Going to church every single Sunday, and often on Saturdays and Wednesdays for choir rehearsal.
you have so many books and records together.
You launched the family tradition of Thanksgiving at the beach.
And every November, we're not sure if it's going to happen.
Daddy, did you reserve the house for this year yet? No?
You keep us guessing.
Steve and Clara, you complement one another.
Steve, the early riser,
Clara the night owl.
analytical.
Spontaneous.
Let's stay in.
Let's go out.
Maker of margaritas and martinis.
Drinker of margaritas and martinis.
Lover of Snuggles the cat.
Suspicious of Snuggles the cat.
You keep things interesting.
Mommy and Daddy, you like to go to
Palm Springs, San Francisco,
Oakland, San Diego.
Paris and London,
They did go there once, and they liked it.
Las Vegas, film festivals, conferences.
Washington, D.C., Obama's inauguration twice.
You are the ultimate power couple,
Business partners in all things.
supporting and encouraging others' goals since day one,
Always evolving in your careers.
strengthening your faith
Expanding and growing deeper in your connection to each other.
and God.
You represent love with a capital L. Your love is exponentially growing.
In our family, in the community, in the world.
Clara and Steve.
Mommy and Daddy.
What an incredible legacy you have created.
Happy 50th anniversary.
One more time, let's raise a glass to toast Steve and Clara.
Woo! That was so much longer than I
I
remembered.
told you it was long.
Man,
It was a long ode.
that was a long ode. Maybe too long.
I don't know. It didn't seem like it in the moment.
It didn't seem like it in the moment, but that was something that Gretchen advised to be mindful of. Time.
The thing is, I think it's hard when you don't know where it's going to end, you know?
Yeah,
Like we were reading a speech, it clearly has an end. It's not going to go on
right.
forever. But when people are just talking and
That's
they,
true.
that's
Extemporaneous.
hard because you could tell when they don't know how they're going to get out of it. You know?
Yeah.
That feels hard.
It's funny reading this because we haven't looked at it since their 50th anniversary, which was a few years ago.
Yeah.
And like things have changed. Mommy has retired,
Yeah, she has.
you
They don't
know?
have books and records anymore.
They don't have those things anymore, which is really, in a certain way, I'm glad we had this written down because it's a little time capsule in some ways.
It documents it, and that reminds me, so I got to do an ode today to someone who's been working at my job for a long time and is leaving, and it's nice to give them a copy of it also.
Mm,
That's a nice thing to do if you
yeah,
write a speech for someone or if you give a toast to someone, to give them an actual printed copy is a nice thing for them, I think.
that's true. That's a good gift.
Yeah. This might be a good thing to frame or, I don't know, put somewhere.
We could give it to them for their next anniversary.
Maybe we update it, rewrite it.
Let's take a break, and when we come back, we will discuss some moments from Happier in Hollywood.
If we knew more about our sleep, what would we do differently? Would we go to bed at a consistent time or take steps to reduce interruptions to our sleep? With Sleep Score, Apple Watch measures your bedtime consistency, interruptions, and sleep duration. Then, every morning it combines these factors into an easy-to-understand score from 1 to 100. So you'll know how to take the quality of your sleep from okay to very high. Know your sleep score with Apple Watch. iPhone 11 or later required.
K-pop Demon Hunters Haja Boys Breakfast Meal and Huntrix Meal have just dropped at McDonald's. They're calling this a battle for the fans. What do you say to that, Rumi?
It's not a battle. So glad the Saja boys could take breakfast and give our meal the rest of the day.
It is an honor to share.
No, it's our honor.
It is our larger honor.
No, really. Stop.
You can really feel the respect in this battle. Pick a meal to pick a side.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating McDonald's while supplies last.
We're back with more podcast recap, and we're going to dig into Happier in Hollywood. So, in Happier in Hollywood, episode 462, Liz talks about her solo trip to New York. And you know, Malika, I am a fan of the solo retreat.
Yes.
I have done it for the last 2 years. This year, I'm going to Coachella, which is a sort of retreat, and I'm sort of going by myself.
Solo-ish.
solo-ish, but what are your solo dream trips?
Mm, okay. I love this exercise. I think going to Oregon Shakespeare Festival or
Mm,
Broadway for a week by myself to see shows.
that's a lot of shows.
A week might be a lot of shows.
Okay.
And I actually did this. My friend Sabina, she's worked at Oregon Shakespeare Festival a couple times. And once she let me come, and I think I was there for 2 nights.
Mm,
I just saw like 5 shows.
wow.
That was how I spent my time. Like, she was in her show.
Right.
It's like a festival, so there's lots going on. And she was able to get me in with her kind of actor privileges. And we would just meet up to eat meals, and,
Oh,
like,
that's
and
cool.
then I would go see another show. But there's something that's so, I mean, it's like seeing a movie by yourself, but live theater is much, well, I don't wanna get into a debate, but can be very intense and just consuming in a way that is, like, it's just wonderful.
Like a full body experience.
Totally, and, like,
Yeah.
I saw King Lear, which was, like, the most incredible production I've ever seen.
Wow.
I saw Taming of the Shrew, and it made sense for the first time. Like,
Wow.
I really remember the shows that I saw, and I just was by myself and totally focused, and, like,
Yeah.
the production quality, it's at such a high level, but just to be able to do that for probably 3 days is enough, or 2 nights, 3 days. I would love to do that again there or on Broadway.
Do you think that the being alone part helps you, like, enhance the theater going experience?
It definitely intensified it. I think I could probably do it with a friend, but
Mhm.
something that's nice is, like, you don't have to explain anything, or even, I think that's the solo part. You didn't have to, like, make sense of things. Things could just land on you. It's like going to a museum by yourself. Like,
Right.
you don't have to explain what it means to you. You can just have the
Yes.
experience.
Mm, yeah.
What's one of yours is easy?
Okay, so Calistoga, mud baths, and just getting treatments, staying, for maybe overnight, maybe 2 days. It doesn't take a lot, but when I was up there last, I was at a conference in Napa, and I had done a mud bath in Calistoga way back when I was in college, and I lived out that way. And so I had a memory in my head of it, but been almost 30 years since I had it, and it was amazing. I have to describe it. I'm gonna describe it really quickly,
Oh,
Malika. The mud bath,
okay.
okay?
Okay. Mud bath.
It's called Calistoga Hot Springs. And of course, Calistoga, adjacent to Napa, there's a lot of these kinds of treatment places, massage places. There's natural mineral hot springs that are there, so those are very popular. But their mud bath is first you shower, and then you get into a vat of mud that is very thick. And there's an attendant who's there just to help you ease into the vat of mud, and
Wow.
then you spread the mud up to your neck, and they give you a cup with the straw, some water, and, like a cold towel to put over your head, and they're like, "We're gonna be back in 10 minutes." And you
Whoa.
just are
Are you
suspended in mud.
standing?
It's a tub. You're laying
It's
down.
a tub, so you can feel the bottom of the
No,
tub.
because there's so much mud. It's like it's like you're floating in mud. You can't feel the bottom.
Okay.
There's a place to rest your head, your head's not in it, you put on a shower cap, and you're just in this mud, and it's warm, it's like warm mud.
Just for 10 minutes.
Well, I think it was a total of, like, maybe it was 20 minutes. They come and check on you, and then they help you get
Okay.
out, you get back in the shower, and then you get into the mineral tub, another tub with warm water, and then you get into a steam room, and then they wrap you
Mm.
in a, like, warm blanket, and you
Oh.
lay down in a dark pod. They have, like, these pods that are just for laying in the dark, and you're there for, like, 15,
Mm.
20. It was delightful, but because I wasn't staying overnight, then I had to drive back to my conference, and it's
Oh.
like, oh, it would've been so nice to just luxuriate in that and all of those treatments. So what else is on your list? I just had to describe the mud bath because I don't think anyone is you wouldn't understand unless I described it.
Okay. So my next thing is also a spa experience.
Okay.
I said a Korean spa in Seoul.
Oh.
Just like,
Oh,
why
gee, like
not go to the
original.
source?
Like, go to the
You know,
source. Yes.
that would be a big solo trip. I mean, I don't know. I could also just go to We Spa
Listen, these are dreams.
in LA.
Okay. It doesn't have to be realistic.
I just imagine at We Spa you can spend the night, but I've heard that
Yes.
that's much more common in Korea, that people kind of do it when they're
Mm,
traveling or it's 24 hours, but I would love to just go to the source. Let's see the best
mm.
Korean spa in Korea.
And the best food, I
Yes,
bet? Oh,
but
yeah. That sounds amazing.
I imagine luxuriating and going from hot to cold and lying on the heated floor and going to the
Yes.
cafeteria, all of it.
Nice. Well, second on my list is Washington, D.C., to see the museums,
Yeah,
just to spend days looking at all the museums. We were just there, was it 2 years ago for the family
yeah,
reunion? And I think we went into maybe 1 museum? But there was no time.
no
There was no
time.
time. I wanted to go to the portrait gallery and just take it all in, and I agree with you. I think alone is actually the best way to go to a museum,
Yeah,
if I'm being honest, because you can wander, you can linger, you can just really reflect and take in what you want. That's hard to do when you're negotiating with someone else. It's nice, of course, having company is great,
right.
but there's something about, like, really experiencing a museum by yourself, and I'd love to just take in more than one.
Yeah.
What else is on your list?
The last trip on my list is to do a language immersion program somewhere, maybe
Ah,
Quebec,
okay.
just like a language immersion program where you it makes me feel like you're basically anonymous, right? If you don't speak
Hmm,
the language and nobody does, you're gonna be like fumbling around with other people. It might be better to go by yourself and not be in a situation where you're gonna be falling back and speaking English with the people you know, or so to
mm,
really kind of put myself out there
mhm.
and just, like, dive in. That feels fun to me.
It's nice to be in an atmosphere of growth also when you're
Yeah.
someplace where you're learning and growing and challenging yourself.
Yes.
My last one is New York, so that's where Liz went and talked about. And when I think about it, New York, when I was in graduate school, that was the first time that I had spent time by myself. I've talked about before, it was a 2 summers master's program. It was intensive. It was like 2 months of Monday through Friday classes, 9 to 5. And I went and my kids stayed with my parents and I was there by myself and it was wild. It was hard at first because I had never spent time by myself. I think I'm not alone. I'm sure there are other people like this who lived at home and then lived with a roommate in college. I partnered up and moved in with my boyfriend who became my husband, had kids. None of that time was me living alone. And so then all of a sudden, it's just me in an apartment. And I can't say I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it at
Mhm.
first. It took a while for me to figure out what do I want to eat? Where do I want to go? How am I going to spend all of this time on the weekend? I had a lot of schoolwork to do, but then there was a lot of downtime, and I just didn't have a sense of how to do that, how to
Yeah,
do that well. And so by the second summer, it got easier and I figured things out. But I would love to go back and have a little bit of time in New York again. So much to do.
that would be fun. Yeah. Would you want a week? A weekend? A day?
I think 4 days might be
Okay.
good, like, more than a day. 4 days, 4 or 5 days, I think would be enough. I'm gonna tell you, both summers, by the time I got to the end of the 2 months, I was ready to go. I could not. I couldn't stay. I was so done. There's energy, there's so many people. I was taking the subway, which is it's great. I'm so glad they have it,
It's
but
also hot in the summer in New York.
it's so hot and sticky, and I just wanted my car and my air conditioning, and you just wanna be home at
Yeah.
the end of the day, so I don't wanna live there, but there's just so much to do and so much to eat and so much to see. It's the first place where I saw fireflies in Central Park. I was walking through Central
Mm.
Park and I thought something was wrong with my eyes. Then I realized, "Oh my gosh." Like, I thought, "Why are my eyes twinkling?" And it was so beautiful. So, yeah, I would love to go back and have some time there.
Fun.
Yeah,
Great solo trips.
I know. We gotta do these
We gotta
things
put these on our
on our
lists.
dreams list, right?
Yes,
Yes.
there's always more room.
There's
I haven't
always
reached 100 yet.
room. So in episode 460, they talked about niche nirvana. A listener told Sarah about a yarn experience. Is it in North Dakota? I think.
I think
And
so.
she was so excited and booked her trip to go and just geek out about yarn. And so they talked about the concept of niche nirvana, like going really deep and just geeking out on something that is so specific. And it made me think, obviously, Disney is a thing that I like to geek out on. It's got a language. I like to be
Mhm.
around it and to talk to people about it. But it might be a little too broad for this. I'm thinking like maybe Lilo and Stitch specifically, if I were to, like,
Oh,
go
wow.
deep with one aspect of Disney, maybe that would count, but I wanna explore this a little bit more with some different things. Do you have a niche nirvana, Malika?
Well, I'm gonna be going to a stationery conference
Ooh.
with a friend in New York. I mean, this is different from being a minor expert, so I think it is just a niche that I really enjoy. Paper, we've
Right.
talked about this.
Yes.
Paper things, planners, so I'm excited to be at a event where that is the focus, and you
Mhm.
could just, like, it doesn't have to be on the side of books or other things, it's just
Just paper,
the paper itself
not the pens, just the paper.
on the pencil. I'm sure there'll be a pen area, but anyway,
Paper adjacent things.
I do feel like I mean, I have to say Heated Rivalry again. I've totally niched
Yes,
out
you
on
have.
that. Like, going to the dance event, I have sticker on my water
Oh, boy.
bottle, into the fan fiction, and there's a few other people who I've connected with who are at the same level of intensity about it,
Mm.
and we can't talk about it enough.
You don't get tired of
The
it
text thread's popping every day. Like,
every
what are we
day.
every
Wow.
day. There's just more to discuss,
Wow.
and it's fun. It's just like more is more.
Yes.
More makes you want more. Whatever that saying
Mhm.
is. Anyway, found some niche nirvana there.
I love that. I have a few things on my list that I want to explore that are potential niche nirvana for me. One of them is candy. I would love to go to a candy
Okay.
convention. I remember a candy convention, some years back, and I was curious and I haven't been able to find it. So if you have any information about where I can go to a convention on candy, please let me know. The other one is stickers. So you like paper. I love stickers
Mhm.
and would love to just niche out with stickers. And the other one is forest bathing, which I talked about before. They have a whole certification process and you can go away and it's like 4 days and it's a year long, a few hours a week kind of training. And I can see
Mm.
myself really enjoying that. So those are some things that I'm niche curious about those things.
Niche
I
curious.
love the
Fun.
feeling of it though. I can see how just being
Yeah.
around other people and just the escapism of going deep with something like that, I can see how it'd be beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun. It's that little kid feeling of just, like,
Mhm.
being so consumed by something and, like, you have all the time in the world to just, like,
And it
play.
is it is like playing, isn't it? And maybe there is something here about the things
Yeah.
that you liked that I liked to do as a kid or the things that interested me.
Mhm.
It sort of speaks to your core a little bit of who you are. So, yeah, I think that's there.
Mhm. In Happier in Hollywood, episode 461, Liz and Sarah talk to 2 women who are intimacy coordinators on film and TV sets, which is, like, a growing new field. I guess the first intimacy coordinator was established in 2017, I think. This is, like, kind of came out of the Me Too movement, but these are professionals who are hired to kind of make sure that intimate scenes are done in a way that is
Mhm.
safe, basically, emotionally and
Mhm.
physically. And it was interesting to hear their discussion about that. And I know, like, in theater, intimacy coordination is a thing
Mm,
too, that I think was established a little bit earlier than for film and television, because I recall working with intimacy coordinators kind of before
mm,
that, but I think it wasn't ubiquitous, and it still isn't, but I do remember after Me Too in 2016 that it became, like, a thing people were more talking about, and there's an intimacy coordinator that I worked with who's in the LA area, and she does theater. She's a sex educator also, and I'm just gonna link her in case anybody needs
great.
somebody. She's amazing. In the production that I was in, it was a staged reading, so there wasn't even any physicality that was happening, but it was the content that was really intense,
Mm,
and basically, she just kind of created a container for people to talk about what was coming up for them and to make sure that everybody felt safe and
mhm.
that we could explore these themes in a way that was intentional and careful, and it took a lot of pressure off of the director to do that
Yeah,
also, in addition to, like, all of the technical things that they have to do.
right.
I was so impressed by the guests, and it made me think of just, like, the level of what they're doing. It's like hostage negotiators, like,
Wow.
somebody who's going into an intense situation, like, if that's your job, being a hostage negotiator, work is hard,
Yeah,
but it's also your job.
right.
Like, you figure out a way to do it. You have your tools.
Okay.
People call on you. This is what I'm
Where are you going
imagining.
with this?
But it's like, you're dealing with unpredictable things and people at their hardest times. That's to me, obviously, it's not a hostage negotiation, but I mean, like, the type of job where it's just gonna be conflict, like a
Right,
mediator. Like, there's so many different points of view that you have to
right.
consider. There's just, like, balls in the air, balls in the air.
Yes.
I'm fascinated by people who take that on.
Right.
I think it's really admirable, and also I was, like, thinking as they were describing their work, like, I wanna know what systems they use,
Mm.
like, are they using Google Drive? Like, do they just have a notebook where they write all these
Oh.
things? Because 'Cause they're really having to aggregate a lot of different information. Like, they talked about having one-on-one meetings with each actor and finding out what their boundaries are, having story conversations with the writer and the director, having to kind of coordinate with props and
Mhm,
production about there's so many things that they're pulling
mhm.
together. They have to take notes after the shoot. Like, I just am curious, like, how do they organize all of that, and what does that look like? But it was exciting to me. I think it pulls together from so many skill
Yeah.
sets, and I could see I'm like, "Could I be an intimacy
Right.
coordinator in one life? Maybe." And, like, the chief thing is
Right.
communication,
Yes.
as with so many things as we've talked about in leadership and just creating culture and all this, it's just, like, the way that you talk about things and having somebody whose job it is to say things out loud and to actually get say what they consent to, which
Mhm.
I think as an actor, when you're in situations where that has not happened, there's, like, a short film I did that did involve some, like, domestic violence.
Mm.
'Cause they kind of reference
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
too, like, we had a fight choreographer, which is a little bit different, but reflecting on that experience, like, "Oh, yeah, it could have been nice if somebody was checking in about
Right.
things on an emotional level in a different
Yeah.
way." So, hats off to them, a toast to them, to intimacy coordinators everywhere. I mean, I think it will be a growing field, such a specific cocktail of skills, but really valuable.
Yeah, I love this conversation. I didn't go to I wonder how they organize their notes, which is an interesting place for me to go to. But I did think about how chaotic sets must be. I'm not an actor. I've
Yeah,
not been on set before, but just think about the number of people that are there watching you, just staring at you.
yeah,
And then you have to deliver these performances and the intimacy that you have to convey in front of so many people. And so I think their superpower is just you get to have a conversation with one person who's got your back so you can
right.
actually think and think clearly. And they talked a lot about how power is always at play, right? When you're
Mhm.
at work, if you work with other people, there's often power at play, whether it's your boss or someone else who's calling the shots. And so being able to have a conversation where that's not a part of it and you can actually be honest and share what you need must be so comforting and reassuring. So they're able to create a container of intimacy within just those conversations
Right.
so they can be super clear and then be clear with everyone. And so then when the whole crew and everyone's together, there's no questions or improvisation or
Right.
second guessing,
Right.
which it makes a lot of sense. And I can see, I mean, one of the things they kept talking about was the value of how they can make things go faster and
Yeah.
it will take less time in the long run if you invest because they can be doing this while all the other things are happening to
Right.
set up and prepare. So, yeah, it was a fascinating field. I love the way they talked about it and it's a topic that's taboo is the other piece of this. They're not talking about what you
Yeah.
want to eat for lunch, you know? It's like
Right.
things that people don't talk about to very many people
Right.
in general, and now you have to do it at work. So, I'm glad they are out there.
Yeah.
Fascinating. All of the jobs involved in making TV or in making a movie, like, I'm just in
It's an
awe of all
ecosystem.
of the
It's
professionals
amazing.
that it takes to actually create something is mind-blowing.
Well, let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll share our peaks and valleys.
Protein is now at Starbucks, and it's never tasted so good. You can add protein cold foam to your favorite drink or try one of our new protein lattes or matcha. Try it today at Starbucks.
And we are back with peaks and valleys because in life, there are always peaks and always valleys. This is an even episode. So, Azizi, you're up first with a peak.
Okay, so my first peak is that it is officially spring break. I am on vacation
Yay!
mode. I am going to be mostly sitting on my couch and just relaxing. I'm so excited about that. So, yay for vacations and downtime and not having important plans and resetting and getting my nervous system back on track. And then my
Yes.
next peak is for you, Malika, because it is very late and you are still upright. It's like almost 11 o'clock where you are
This is
now.
true.
And we had some technical difficulties, but you have hung in there. We are
Oh,
almost at the end. So thank you, Malika.
thank
We
you.
persist with our podcast, even
We
with
do.
all the odds.
Oh, two peaks.
2 peaks.
Well, I actually have two peaks also.
Oh, okay.
We'll
It's
go back to
all
valleys
peaks. We're
later.
doing all peaks. I like this.
All peaks. So, the first peak is that my therapist gave me flowers.
Oh,
I go to therapy twice a month, and I just came in and there were flowers on my side of the room,
yeah.
which was, like, very sweet and not expected or, you know,
Yeah.
it's not really a gift exchanging relationship, but
I don't usually bring gifts for my therapist.
so that felt very
That's very nice.
above and beyond and also was a signal to me like, yeah, I did go through something really hard.
Yeah.
Like my therapist got me
Yeah. The
flowers.
fact that your therapist is like, wow, that was hard, Malika. Says something.
But just a peek to her for being thoughtful and making that gesture.
Yeah.
And then the second peak is that I went to a yoga class
Hmm.
by myself, no kiddos. So this was not in the prenatal postpartum ecosystem, just regular plain old yoga.
Good for you.
And it felt so good. I hadn't been, yeah, since pre-pregnancy to just a regular
Mhm.
class, and it felt like Stella getting her groove back, maybe, I don't know.
That's all right.
I hope I can make it regular. It just felt really good. So, peak for yoga.
Yay, I'm happy for you. You need that
Yeah.
in your life, so I'm glad you got to have it.
Yes. Well, that brings us to the end. Azizi, let's leave on a happier thought. Another happier thought. What are you going to try this week?
I want to put down the solo trip ideas in my list, and I
Yes.
also want to explore some niches. I'm niche curious about some things, so I want to capture that on my journal. What about you, Malika?
I would like to put some physical books on hold and just start
Ah,
curating a little list there.
good.
Well, thank you for listening to this episode. You can find our show notes in the episode description. If you like us, please rate, review, and tell a friend. And don't forget to follow us.
Send us a message at happierladies@gmail.com.
Our show was edited by Magnus Bjorgum, and our theme music was created by Wyatt Muncie.
You can find us on Instagram and YouTube at Happier Ladies and at happierladies.substack.com. All right, Malika, have a happier week.
Have a happier week, Azizi. Bye.
Bye. So should I? You should. Oh, yeah, you're going to introduce this one. But we don't have any information.
Oh, gosh. What are we doing here?
What are we doing here? Okay. We got so into the.
This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM, women's voices amplified.